Yao Ming. She'll get there. Please welcome back Julie Bowen. Julie? You were out of the gate like that. I mean, you were back there, and then boom, you're kissing me, and you're on the couch.
You're like a big boy now with a couch and everything.
You've been on our show, as I mentioned, 4 times.
I've seen several different sets come and go. I'd like to know, though, if you jump around on these, do they light up when you sing Billie Jean?
They have the ability to Michael Jackson it up a little bit,
yeah.
yes. Sometimes late at night, I'm in my underwear, no one's here, and I'm going crazy.
That's you.
Yeah, no, that's you. How are you? It's good to have you here. Happy Halloween.
Thank you. How do you feel?
Hilton sister.
Oh, very nice. No, I haven't dressed up for Halloween in a very, very long time.
Oh, you suck. Why?
No, because, all day long, I have to go to work and dress like somebody else. The last time I inadvertently dressed for Halloween, I was on set doing some show, I don't remember, it's like a little rough and tumble, and we got off at like midnight.
That'd be great if that was the name of the show. I was on the set of, remember that show, Rough and Tumble?
Yeah, exactly.
On Fox.
And we got off at midnight, we're very psyched, because you never get off at midnight. That was very early. So we took off, you just put on like your sweats, a jacket, you don't really care what you look like.
Sure.
Jump from set, go to some party, I go with one of the production assistants, and she was maybe not the most feminine gal.
Right.
I mean, she perhaps had short hair, maybe was a little tough.
Okay.
Okay, I think that yeah.
She was a butch. Where are we going?
So we walk into a party, and there's this guy in the corner that's like, dude, awesome costume. And I was like, or not costume, he's like, Cagney and Lacey, right?
Cagney and Lacey.
Cagney and Lacey.
We have a photo of this, don't we?
No, you don't.
I think we do.
Oh.
You look just alike.
Oh my God.
Cagney or Lacey,
I don't know which, the one on the blonde.
They both look a little butchy. Put that back. Which one were you, Julie? You were the blonde, I'd imagine.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
That's totally it. And you know what? I probably did have my hair a little bit like that at the time.
That's funny. You live in New York. I'm from California, and it's still weird for me that kids trick or treat in like these big buildings.
I'm sorry, but it's strictly JV. How can they just like cruise the hallways, banging on doors, getting candy?
Well, it's quite convenient for the kids because we used to walk up and down the streets and the avenues and stuff, but here they can just bang it all out in a high-rise.
We've got to work for it a little more, as far as I'm concerned.
Right, and what's your gig here in New York? You give out good candy? What do you got going on at your place? You have lots of kids coming by?
It's mostly, your basic razor blades and apples kind of affair.
That's what you're doing?
But no, whatever the kids want. I'm not going to give out tridents.
Well, do you actually go out and get candy? And are you ready for the night?
No, you do. You got to get out there. When I go home, it's going to be the big candy fest.
I had kids come over to my apartment, and I'm not used to it. I forgot last year that it was Halloween, and the doorbell kept ringing, and I thought, wow, I have a lot of people coming to my apartment tonight. It's just weird. That's right, it's Halloween. I had nothing to give out.
You might want to lay off the beer that early in the evening, Carson.
No. I just felt bad afterwards. You don't want to show off your light and not be there for the kids, because I know what it's like, so I had nothing in my apartment, so I just started giving them cigarettes.
I used to live in L.A. I like that idea.
This year, matches tonight.
I did live in L.A. though, and I sold my house there. I couldnn't deal with being a homeowner. I could not handle it. I like being able to call a landlord. I worked too many hours, and the worst was the day the sewer exploded.
In your house in L.A.? In
my house in L.A., and you're just kind of sitting there. I'd maybe poured myself a little martini, was maybe hanging out, was maybe like watching a rerun, and I'm like, that's not a great smell.
Right.
And you
Did
realize,
you get any form of explosion or anything?
No, not at all. It was just a not great smell happening. So you realize this, and what do? You open the yellow pages for like disaster.
Or you just open a window. I mean, did you know it was bad at first?
I opened the window, Carson. The odor came in.
Oh, so you knew it was something that needed the yellow pages?
Yes.
And what'd you call it, like a sewer place?
I called like disaster cleanup.
Right. Did they come quick like that?
Honestly, it's got to be 11 o'clock at night, and it's like this man showed up like a cartoon character, like at the door. Right. And I open it up, and there's a man in a head-to-toe suit of fecal matter. He's like wearing a human poo suit, basically. Right. It was so rough.
Like Tom Green showed up at your door.
Exactly. And I'm like clutching my drink for dear life, and he says, "I'm here, ma'am, don't worry." And he goes to the backyard. He comes back again, and he says, "I'm teary-eyed to see him because I'm happy that he's going to clean up the mess." Right. But he said, "You and your husband need to make a decision, ma'am, whether you want a new sewer or not." I go, "Husband, I don't even have a boyfriend." He goes, "Pretty girl like you won't be long." Swear to God. Just like this, and I'm like, "Thank you."
Great vote of confidence when the guy covered you should be going out. He's like, I'd ask you out, but...
Pooh Man said, "Pretty girl like you won't be long." And then he says, "Can I use your phone?"
Yeah.
No.
Time for Pooh Man to leave now.
Pooh Man's got to have his own phone out in the car, right?
Single blonde needs another martini after that comment. Thank you very much.
Another cocktail, and Pooh Man's gonna go.
Clean up the crap and get out of here, please. How are things over at Ed? And I want to mention they're good, right?
They are good.
Your fourth season now,
yeah.
and I see you and Ed are finally doing it, which we're thrilled about.
I'm doing it a lot.
You're doing it a lot with Ed.
Yeah.
And Tom Cavanaugh plays Ed, of course, I understand, is directing now. Does that have anything to do with you guys screwing around more?
You know, we do have a few extra takes I'm suspicious about. And he's like, yeah, another thing, we're going to flip a lens and go tighter. But, you know, he's a great director, actually.
Yeah.
He's really,
He's
really
been friends
good.
for a long time. It's probably weird to take direction from him.
I have to say, like, season 1, I was so psyched for the making out, and it didn't happen. Season 2, still like, season 3, it's like, hey, buddy, pal, hey, guy. Season 4, you're like, oh my God, I'm making out with my brother.
Right, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
Because when I make out with my brother, I'm always like, oh my God, I'm making out with my brother.
I know. It is it's a little funky, but,
like,
you know, you get into it, and it's, you know, he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
It's not a tough job.
I miss the Raider games. Let me show everybody a clip of Julie Bowen from the show Ed right here on NBC. Take a look.
I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I want to do it. I want to move to New York City and take the job at Bridge and Tunnel magazine.
Huh. Really?
Yes! I've got to do it. I'd be crazy. I would regret it for the rest of my life if I don't do this, right?
Yeah. I mean, no, wait, yeah, sure.
I have wanted to be a writer my whole life, and now I'm going to get the chance. In New York, the city's so nice, they named it twice.
It's going to be great. There you go. They look good.
I guess I'm moving to New York.
Yeah. Are you having a good time on the show?
I'm having a great time.
You
on the
guys
show.
seem like you're all close, you know, the cast, and I understand you went out with one of the producers recently and had a little bit of an issue. What happened?
I can't believe that I'm going to tell this. Yes, our producer, Rob Burnett, lives in Greenwich, Connecticut. There's this very fancy restaurant up there, you know, some French place with a lot of numbers in it. And you go in, and the bathrooms there are see-through.
Right.
Like, it's glass.
But they're not fully see-through.
It's fully see-through, but when somebody walks in, they
fog up.
like frost. It looks like Insta-frost.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So you kind of are curious, and you watch this happen a few times. You like get your gumption up after, you know, the bottle of wine. Really, you're like, gotta go, right?
Right.
So you say bye to the boss, head on over there. You walk in, and I'm like, well, the cool thing is that it's two-way. I mean, you can still see out.
Right.
So you kind of assume the position, and you're...
So just slow down. You're in the stall, Julie, and you shut the door, but the door is, you're looking out at people in the restaurant. They can see you.
They can't see you. It's frosted.
Okay.
To them. I don't understand how this works. Because it's frosted, but I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it's disconcerting.
Is there a mechanism? Is there a button that you push that
Well,
lets the frost go?
That's the problem. There is a button, in fact, Carson, but you know what? No one told me.
Oh.
So I didn't press the button.
So you just were sitting there taking a leak and...
Isn't that awful? Look at what my feet are doing right now. I'm like cringe-making with this story. It's so horrible.
Now, how did you know that they... What was the first reaction of somebody?
No, because people were so not looking at me that I thought, well, they're not looking because it's a two-way mirror, and I thought, well, people always look in mirrors.
Right.
And I was like, but it's not a mirror, it's frost. I'm sitting there going through all the options, and then I look across the restaurant. I now maybe have stalled a little stage fright, but I see my boss at the table over there, and he just does this. And I'm like, oh my God, this is awful, and I knew.
You gotta find out where those buttons are to frost the damn.
There really should be a sign.
Yeah, are you gonna stick around, can you?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick around.
It's Halloween, Julie, you can't go anywhere.
No,
Fat Joe's gonna come out, Julie Bowen's here, the music of Jesse Beck. Stephen Lynch will also sing a little funny music for you. That's Parasite over there. We'll be right back.